Today's Wheelie Good Tip is brought to you by Access Community Health. Thanks guys for your support.
So you're going home and require a care team and support workers at home, which is a huge deal for you and your family. Getting used to having people coming in and out your home is massive. I think first of all, it's building the rapport with the team before you go home. So they should be able to come into the spinal unit and do some training, and that's when you'll get to know them, get to know their personalities, and also for them to get to know you. It's really good for them to know what your house looks like, what your day-to-day thing is, what your day-to-day routine is, if you've got pets at home, young children, what your work is, for them to set the scene as well. Before you go home, it's really good also to set the scene as well as do some ground home rules. That's things like rooms that you don't want people to go into. It could also be rooms that the support worker can use for a break or for a sleepover, for example. Out of bound areas that you don't want them to be involved in. It's absolutely up to you to be able to do that. To be used to having somebody coming in and out your home, it's not easy. It's just, again, respect that they are coming into your home, but this is their workplace as well. Let them know, do you want shoes on, shoes off? Do you want which door for them to go in, where to park? All those things are super important before you actually get home. How they act in the home is they are professionals and they need to act professionally and give you a high standard of care that you deserve. And you need to be able to speak up if it isn't working. So you need to know within the company or whoever you've got funding with is who do you go to if there's any issues. There might be personality clashes. You will not get on with everybody and that's just human nature, but you need to be able to speak up. And again, you know your own body, you know what's right, what's not right. You must be able to speak up and know who to go to when things are not going right. So as well as you having support worker care, there will also be the support workers coming in to the home and affecting the family day-to-day running. So as I said before, you will have children, or you might have children, you will have husband, wife, or anybody that's at home that will also have to get used to having people coming in and out. You just have to set your boundaries. Again, it could be that they don't come into a certain room, and that's your time to have private time with your family. If you're having a family meal and you don't require support for that, then ask the support worker, or you can ask the support worker to go into the other room. They might have their own meal at the same time, just to give you private time. They're not to be involved in any discipline of your children or listen to any arguments with your friends or family. That's for you, that's your person, that's what's happening in your life. It's not affecting your care needs at all. It's just making sure that everybody involved are respectful, both sides, for the care agency, support agency, as well as yourself and your family in the home. So in the home, you might share with a partner or husband, wife, mother, daughter. So there's obviously other people in the home to be considering. So if there's things that you don't want the support worker to be involved in, like going into certain cupboards or cooking the meal, it might be something that your family really want to do for themselves, then again, set the boundaries, set little rules within the home that just make it so everybody knows boundaries are safety. So it's just knowing that people know what to do, what not to do, and when not to do or when to do it. Again, just knowing your body, knowing your family, that's the most important thing. The support workers are there to do that, support you, and just make sure that you're ready for the day, safe and healthy for the day, and then your family's your family, and that's the most important thing. If you don't get on with your support workers, that's usually something that can happen over time. Again, knowing who you can communicate that with. It's awkward if you don't get on with your support worker. You might not want to say to them directly because they are still in your home. So knowing who you can contact to let them know if things are not going right, that's really important. Again, allow time for settling. So you'll go home and you might be told, give it a week, give it 2 weeks. But I actually think if you give it a few more weeks than that, just get people used to you. This is all very new for you as well. You're going home with a new injury, a new impairment. You don't know what you don't know either. You're both navigating the path of this home life, just allowing time for people to get to know your personality, your family's personality, your home, and the care needs that you need. But again, sometimes it just doesn't work. And I think just knowing who to go to is the most important thing, and being able to say that this is not working right and can you get a different support worker. Bearing in mind, support workers need some time to adjust hours. So if they're with you and maybe do a certain amount of hours with you, but it's not happening, it's not working for you, then they need time to find hours with someone else. So it might not happen overnight. So just bear in mind that there might be a bit of a time delay in removing that support worker, but it's really important that you do, because they might be spending quite a bit of time with you, so it'd be good for you to be able to get on with them on a day-to-day basis. When you go home and you need support work help, it's important to know what they're entitled to, as well as for them to have a comfortable working day. So they are entitled to breaks. So if they're working, say, an 8-hour shift, for example, they will be entitled to a lunch break or an evening meal break. But obviously not to leave you stranded in your home. So just to be able to have a room that they can maybe go to, or an area of the home that they're able to just go and have a break. It could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but still be accessible. So if anything did happen during that time, then you're able to call them. But it is important that they do have a break. They won't leave the premises if they're in their rostered shift. It's also important. Yes, you've never been an employer, and this is all very new to you, but it is important to be quite respectful in how you explain your care needs. Again, what we mentioned before about when you're not feeling your best, you might come across a bit grumpy or snap orders or whatever. Believe me, just being able to talk clearly and the care needs that you need in a respectful manner, then it means that you're going to be able to have a good long-term relationship with your support worker. And that means that they know what they need to do, and you won't have to repeat yourself over and over, which sometimes leads to a bit of frustration. If you're having a bad day, as in lots of pain or just unhappy or just don't want somebody around for the day or the shift, first of all, the support worker has a duty of care to make sure that you are safe. So if they want to empty your catheter bag or give you your pain meds and give you a drink, change position or whatever, that's fine. But just knowing that they're still within the home, so that when you're ready to get up or to carry on with your day, that they're able to be contacted. You're perfectly entitled to ask them to leave the room at that time and maybe just go and sit in another part of the house until you're ready to face the day. That's absolutely fine. When you go home, your privacy and confidentiality is very important. If you've got support workers through an agency, they all have done privacy training. There might be a communication book in the home that just talks about your care needs for the day and anything that has to be handed over to the next shift. This will be open and visible for any family members to see. So again, that's something you might want to communicate, that you might want in a separate room so your family doesn't see. People in the health sector, privacy and confidentiality is a top priority. If you feel your privacy has been breached, you need to be able to speak to somebody about that. That could be an advocacy service, it could be the reporting lines through your agency, or you can speak to your GP about that as well. If you live in a small town, again, there could be town gossip. It's very important to nip that in the bud. If you have support workers within your home and you hear them starting to talk about other clients that they might have, you also need to report that as well. It's really important. They should not be disclosing any information about you to anybody else, or other clients' information to you as well.